And trying to bring the culture to Spain because we all started listening to reggae, and dreadlocks here was a kind of style more than a culture. And it was not a good seeing style, actually.
Yeah.
Only love, I remember years ago, I just went on the bus and see, I don't know, a granny just move her seat because she didn't want to sit around me. You go to other countries and they know where Rasta come from. They usually know they're good people, humble, and they're looking for peace and love, yeah. Here in Spain, it was more like it's strange, it's weird, so people are just afraid of what's different. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't quite accepted here. So we try to bring the culture and everything that comes around it. It's not just a style of hair or dress code,
So we give thanks for standing firm during the persecution that most Rastas face in Jamaica and around the world. We appreciate that, right? Question I wanted to ask now. You moved to London. You link up with his brother here, Chris Peckin, right? What was that experience like?
You said it.
Well, it was like like back in the days, we didn't link up via email or WhatsApp or anything. It was just our friend Cosme, who was living there with us.
Big up Cosme Bella.
He's an amazing friend of ours and a reggae lover as well, a sound man, a producer. And we were one day in Scion Parks in London, and he told me, "Hey, do you know that Pekin store is right there in front?" And I said, "Who's Pekin's?" And he told me the story. And then he told me, "Man, he's got the legitimate Studio One instrumentals for you to sing. Ask him to give you some rhythms and you guys do a mixtape." And I said, "Well, it's not a bad idea." So we went there and we were lucky enough to find him on the store. And we just started chatting to him and he said, "Okay, sing something." And I remember I looked up, man, and I sang something. I remember sitting on the dock of the bay, or I don't remember. It's the first thing that popped into my mind. And the guy went, "Well, yeah, I will give you some rhythms." And it was like, just like that. Yeah. Because I remember he's saying, "Because these rhythms are mine." And I said, yeah, I know. So that's why I'm asking to do a mixtape, because I don't intend to get money from them, And he said, no, but you will. We will do an album. And he said something like that. He could see righteousness in my eyes or something like that. And, I don't know. To me, I was just like a dream, And then later on, the three of us went. He met us. We sang. And he went like, yeah, we definitely need to do an album. So we took rhythms home. And in 3 days, we sent him back like 5 tracks. And he said, like, "Guys, this is amazing. Come and let's record let's make a single right now." And he took us to the studio, and that's how it all began.
All right. So the songs that you gave him, were they already written, or you wrote them after you heard the rhythms?
Yeah. We usually roll on them after we hear the rhythms. It's very rare for us to have maybe a piece of lyric or something like that,
Yeah.
But normally is not an idea we have prior. It's an idea we would do in the moment.
Yeah.
Each rhythm inspires different things from us. So.
You need to let the instrumental talk to you.
And for the original rhythms, right, after he put them, did you put overdubs on them to kind of spice them up and make them more modern?
Of course we did.
Yeah.
So on that album, you have a beautiful sax player from Cuba, Lázaro Barrizonte on a couple of tracks. You have Matic horns from the UK, so you have Henry on I don't remember if it's Henry or Patrick, the one that plays the trumpet, but you have a trumpet on a couple of songs as well. You have both brothers Matic horns on Love Revolution. And yes, we love that overdub, we love the vibe of the instrumental. We just wanted to add a little spice, to the cooking, a little extra.
To make the Emeterians version of that particular rhythm a little bit more unique, more personal.
Yeah. And my favorite track from that one is Love Revolution. I think that really carried the essence, have a nice vibe to it. All right, so we give thanks for that. Next question I want to ask was, how did you link up with the brethren from the Gladiators?
With Clinton Fearon, well, that's an interesting story. Because imagine us as a vocal trio, Gladiators for us is one of the biggest inspirations, yeah, one of the biggest. Well, we spend many hours listening to the Gladiators, yeah. So 10 years ago, we decided we wanted to see Clinton Fearon. You know, we were big fans of Gladiators and also of Clinton Fearon's albums.
And
especially he went solo. And then, so we went like, we need to see him. But he was never coming to Spain. It's hard to get gigs here, you know. So basically, we decided to go see him in France, in Garance. So we bought the ticket for the festival, and we grabbed our cars with our tents and everything, and we went there. Just when we arrived there on the night, we knew that on the next morning or early afternoon, he was doing a press conference. So imagine us, let's go, you know. So we went there on the first row, press conference, listening to Mr. Clinton Fearon.
I remember we were so shy. He was like, anybody has a question? And I think 3 of us had like, I don't know, 100 questions in our mind. We weren't able to speak in that moment. I don't know. And then then he finished the conference, people left, and we just stayed there. And that's where we had the first link. Mm-hmm. We had the chance to speak to him, to hug him, to look in his eyes, and just take that wisdom he has and that so much love he expresses and gives, that we just fell in love with Clinton Fearon, you know.
What is the greatest lesson you learned from him, from all the reasonings and spending time around him?
Oh.
Or each individual could go and say personally what you've learned from him since your experience.
Yeah, probably humbleness
and love. Humble, I mean, you know. I always say he's love in 2 legs, you know. All he expresses is love, and you see the difference when he was writing in Gladiators. His songs were very conscious, very rebel, very deep, you know. And since he went on his own, it's all about love. It's all about positivity and I don't know, experience. He just shines, you know. So that just gets to you, and you just want to be like him.
All right, straight then, yeah. How did you guys link up with VP Records?
All right, so we linked up with Donovan from VPAL Music through Chris Beckings. So when we were working on the album with Chris, he went like, yeah, so we're gonna distribute the album with VPAL Music. Okay. and good thing was that Donovan, he's VPAL CEO, Donovan Williams, he agreed to meet us, you know. So we had a personal interview with him and see how things would work with their distribution. And since then, we had a really, really nice relationship with Donovan, you know.
Yeah.
Now, working with him a lot these last few weeks because we were about to release a second single and hopefully the album in April or May, you know. So, yeah, super link. And then, where is VPAL Music? Where did he do the meeting? At VP Records office in London. Right. So there we met Chris from Greensleeves, we met Sarah Harris from VP Records, and we started our relationship there. You know?
They are really very friendly. Just come into the office, and it's not a kind of office where everybody is on the computer and working. We went there, and everybody stood up, greet us, welcome us. They were so friendly, so close. We didn't feel it distant at all. They make us feel really, really in the vibe.
All right, and I want to ask you guys, due to the lyrical content you bring forth in your music, what literature do you guys read? Where is all this vibrations coming from?
Literature. In my case, I would say more like life experience, you know, and things that happen to us and things that I see and what they make me feel. I don't know what you guys.
Well, it depends on the vibe of the day and how on the mood and how I'm feeling, but mostly I try to, I don't know, things I believe that people need to hear, things I believe that need to change, things I don't like, things I do like, the things that work for me, and I just say, hey guys, try this. I mean,
Yeah.
For me, it all started very personally, so it was a way to, at the beginning, it was a way to I don't know, let your feelings out. For me, it's always been hard to speak. It's been easier to write. I used to write a lot when I was little, and actually, I had a friend where we communicate ourselves writing letters, and are written from there. And I remember to put in a letter into her backpack, and the other way as well. When I got home, I had a big letter to read. So it's been easier for me to express myself in written words than spoken. Then that was the first albums that were very personal, actually. And instead of writing a song, the three of us together, each one had his own lyrics. So it was much more personal. Then we started seeing the influence we had on other people. And we thought about getting a bit universal. So nowadays, and not only we write for other people, but I write for myself as well. I write things that I would like to reach and to get there, you know, to convince me that's the way and that's the way I want to be and everything.
So we try to be faithful and truthful to ourselves, starting with that, you know, because you asked before about Clinton Fearon. I would say that the thing that most impressed me from him is that his person and the music he does is one, you know. There's many cases in which you listen to an artist's music and what he talks about, but then you meet the artist and it's very different. You know?
Yeah, not that guy. Yeah.
So Clinton Fearon for us is a number one reference on that.
We try to walk the walk we talk.
So for us on lyrics wise is like that. We try to be sincere and honest, you know, and nowadays there's a lot of lyrics we write amongst the three of us. Sometimes each part from us is from each one is his part, but then we try to do the chorus between the three of us. We suggest to each other, you know, it's very nice.